Good afternoon, ladies, beyond the binaries, and gentlemen. Today, this is Doomver. I'm going to be going over knives. Different knives, different sizes, different prices, what different grinds on them. What is a grind? Yeah, just an all-around general advice for picking a knife for, I guess I would say for camping and general outdoor skills. What might you be looking for? So that's what I'm going to kind of go over today. I'm going to show you some of mine, and yeah, so let's get down to it. I'll start off with let's see, since I'm already looking at them through the camera, I'll say these three here. I'll save the larger one for last for just a different reason, but these three are more budget friendly. This is a Mora knife. They're from Sweden. They're relatively cheap. Like, I'm pretty sure this thing costs like $15. Let me get my little handy dandy holder here. See if I can get this in focus. Maybe, just maybe. Hashtag unprofessional. Here we go. This here is just a 4-inch drop point, Scandi grind. That's, let's see here, the portion from here down, that is the grind. It's a Scandinavian grind, is what they that's what a Scandi grind means. It's Scandinavian. Like I said, that's really budget friendly. It's like I said, it's anywhere from $10 to $20. Some of them, like, you can find very cheap Moras, and they're good. They're good for outdoor use. So, and that's a carbon one. I don't know, carbon steel one. It's not stainless. This here is a Puukko knife from Finland. Now, the reason this is budget friendly is because I found this at an antique store. It has a beech handle, beechwood, I believe, or birch, curly birch, I believe. And I can't pronounce. It's engraved in the fuller. This little groove. Some people call it a blood groove. It's a fuller. That's what we call them in the knife community, I suppose you would say. It's also Scandi ground, being, I suppose, it's a Scandinavian area that it comes from, Finland. I wish I could pronounce what is engraved in there, because I believe that's the who made it, and I don't know if I can get it to focus. It's got engravings on it. There we go. On the blade, there's like water and like maybe a fish or something, a whale maybe. I don't know. Hopefully you got to see a little bit of that there. Once again, that's roughly a 4-inch drop point. Now, this is an SE Azula. I have used it a lot. It's a very good, tough knife. They come with a very good lifetime warranty that you can very, very much abuse these things, and if you break it, you can send it back and they'll give you a new one. So this is about a 3-inch drop point, maybe 2 3/4, something like that. I'm not going for super accuracy here, just trying to show you. And these are aftermarket handle scales that I put on it. Oh, and this is a full flat grind. This is not a Scandi grind. It's a full flat grind that had a V grind on it. And I know I'm probably saying a bunch of shit you guys are not super familiar with, but I'll try to explain it the best as I can. The flat grind, it's flat all the way down, and it tapers down to your edge. And then there's just a V grind, which is self-explanatory, but I have a work sharp tool that put a convex grind on it, which is preferable because it it then it's a more sturdy edge. It doesn't roll as easy, and you can get them pretty sharp that way. The only type I don't really have up here is a let's see, what was it? Hollow grind. This knife, I guess you could call it budget because I made it. It's made to fit my hand, so it's roughly 4-inch, kind of a drop point, kind of a clip point, handle that tapers down. It's full tang. All these knives, except for the one from Finland, the Puko, all but it is full tang. And what that means is this is the upper side of your knife, the spine. The spine extends through your handle all the way. Now, pull out the Finnish Puko. Oh, and also the Mora. These are not full tang. Now, the reason a full tang is desirable is because sometimes if you don't have an axe or a hatchet, you might have to split some kindling with this. And they call it batoning. Everybody does videos of smacking their knife with a stick through a piece of wood. That's batoning. I'll probably be right with them. I'll probably give you a batoning video. But until then, we're going over why the full tang is desirable. Because when batoning, you will hold this on a piece of wood. Pretend there's a piece of wood under here where my thumb's at. Holding it down on there, and then you strike it on the spine and drive it down through that piece of wood. That is batoning. Now, if you do that with a full tang knife such as this, now like I said, I made that. I forged that in a coal fire out of an old 1950s wheel horse lawnmower blade. So it's like a 1/4 inch thick. Like, it's a very stout. Like, you can beat that thing through a log and it will be fine. This, on the other hand, will not, because instead of having this continuous piece of steel through, in this case, walnut, this is very light birchwood, I believe is what they make it out of. And it is what they call a stick tang. Now, it comes back to, it probably comes back into there under that little brass guard. And then it turns into basically a round stock, like a screw, basically. Then that handle slides over it. And back here you see, there used to be something on here. Like I said, I bought this secondhand at an antique store. And for price reasons. And it's very sharp. It's very good steel. And I'm very happy with what I got with it. But that being said, you have to be very careful when you baton knives like that. And this is a Mora knife from Sweden, and it's basically the same thing. You got a stick tang or a partial tang that comes back through here. It may not even extend all the way as the Finnish Puko does, so it may stop up in here somewhere. So whenever you have that on a piece of wood and you blast it on top of the spine with your batoning piece, you run the risk of breaking that handle off. So that's what in a survival situation, if you're doing that, you'd have to be careful anyway. I would have to be very confident that my knife's not going to break, because if so, if I even think there's a chance of it, I'm not going to baton anything with it. I'm going to figure out something else, some other method, because I'll find some smaller kindling or, something, unless I absolutely have to. That's what I'm kind of getting at. But with that said, let me see here if I can prop my camera up again. I'm going to put these away, put them back in their sheaths, and move on to my other two knives at the end. And oh, by the way, this one that I made, that's a convex grind. That is, like I said, it starts at about a 1/4 inch thick up here, and then tapers smoothly down to the edge. It's been used a lot, and the markings on there, it's not Damascus, that's just the heat treat and hammer marks from me forging it. And I just never ground them off. I just thought it looked cool, so I left it on there. But yeah, that's that. That's the grind that's on that. Now that we'll move on to two other knives that I like to carry when I'm outdoors. And it's a battle horse knife. Battle horse knives. This is what is it? Explorer is the model, and now we're talking in the $100 to $150 range. Probably $150 for this. And it's a very good knife. It's 01 tool steel, 90-degree spine, which is good for using on your fire strikers, your ferrocerium rods, and you can grind small shavings off some dry tinder to help you get your fires going. It's a useful tool. It is a Scandi grind on it, a little more pronounced. I put this particular finish on it. It's kind of an acid wash finish, a patina, a forced patina, I should say. That's what it is. A forced patina with different acidic compounds. It comes with a leather sheath. This is also a battle horse knife, and it's more of a puko style. I like this one. It's very small. Like, you can see it, maybe. Nah, let's see here. I'll show you. See, it's not quite the size of my hand, so I would say it's probably about, the blade's probably about 3 to 3¼ inches. My hand is about 4 inches across, like from here to there. So I kind of can estimate a little bit on how big things is that way. But, and this is just, I wear it around my neck usually if I'm carrying this one, because it's pretty small and kind of light. I like to carry it around my neck. And that is also a Scandi grind. It's a Scandi grind is a very good woodworking grind. And these are basically tools to make other tools with whenever you're out at the campsite or wherever you find yourself building a fire and doing things like that. Now, this guy. Now, I usually go for the small knives just because of portability, and they don't look like I'm trying to be aggressive with them. They're just like a little small knife. Now, in the summertime, we have greenbriers around here, thorns, jaggers, whatever you call them, in your area. And I like to be able to carry one tool with me instead of carrying this and a machete. This or that and a machete, or whatever, to chop through briars and branches and brambles. And so that's where this comes in handy. Let me see if I can get if my camera would like to cooperate. It does not. So I'm sorry. Why are you wanting to screw me, camera? There we go. Back in business. This is a kukri. It's a kukri style knife, I should say. It is a 10-inch blade. It is convex ground. It has a patina forced on it. It doesn't come that way. And a forced patina keeps carbon steel from rusting. As you can see and probably imagine, the blade shape lends itself very well to chopping. And with this, it's very balanced. It balances right there. If you can see that. Right behind the edge. Where if it was an actual kukri from Nepal, there'd be what they call a cho. C-H-O right there. This is a Condor K-Tac kukri. Like I said, it's 10-inch. It's got 90-degree spine up to that point, up to right here. And then it's, I don't know if they call that chamfered or crowned. It's smooth, not 90-degree. And that's for batoning. So it doesn't chew up your baton and break it as easy. But as you can see, like, this would be, like, there's different techniques. I can go over that later. I won't go over that in this video, but there's techniques to use a large knife like this. So it's a little more, less, what should I say, intimidating for a new user. But as far as like being able to clear brush and chop firewood and chop semi-large trees down with it and whatever, like, I can do that with this tool, as to where it would take me forever and a day to do it with this, you know, or that, you know. I would have to nip little chunks out of a tree, like, you know, it wouldn't be easy. As to this, I can swing it like, you know, like an axe, or you can choke up and just kind of pop it like that. Just basically grip with these two and then close your hand hard, and it will throw that weight forward, and that will help you as far as like chopping goes. And if you're swinging your arm and giving it that grasp simultaneously, it gives you a nice little whipping motion without very much effort. So that being said, we're about 17 minutes in here. I'm going to try to cut this one off and get back with you next time. And yeah, until then, take it easy, be safe out there, and leave some questions down below if you're interested in a knife to take camping and a different brand or whatever, like that I've mentioned, because these are just ones that I have. So if you got any questions or any comments, leave them down below and let's talk about knives. Peace out.